So the Lord came to me in a dream that I just had. I took a nap today, y'all. I have never, like, do y'all know how long it has been since I have taken a nap? As a mother of three, and if you have children, you get it. Naps are non existent unless you don't have your kids. I don't know what overcame me, but it was just like this overwhelming feeling like I had to go to sleep. So I was out for like a solid hour and a half. Thank God. I felt so refreshed. But in this dream, it was like a black chalkboard, and I heard it as well as I could see. The Lord was saying Isaiah 9:56 and Matthew 9:56. Now, after going through the Bible, when I woke up, realized, okay, those aren't even verses. So 9:56 is just a number that I'm going to have to go to, okay, in order to get the meaning. So this is going to be a part 2 kind of word. Now, I was just on the phone earlier with a certain somebody, and if he sees this video, then you are my witness, okay? I was just saying how I was praying for clarity and praying for wisdom over my situation, right? And yeah, when I say God be coming through, he be coming through and answering. If you ask not, you have not, right? And I've been literally asking, like, Lord, make it make sense. Because your girl is out here trying. I am doing what, in a worldly sense, would be considered the right thing to do in order to get ahead, in order to prosper, right? But it's not panning out. It's almost as if God is literally blocking. He's blocking it because he wants me to do it his way. And his way is not going to be what others would be doing in my particular situation, right? In this day and age, you get your typical 9-to-5 job or whatever hours you work, right? And then you just try to do your best to pay off your debts, save up, whatever. That ain't working out. Okay? Which I will give my when God says, literally, y'all, I have tried to record this video like 4 times now, and the enemy is steady blocking it no matter how he can. All right. But let me just get to it. So I went to Isaiah and I went to Matthew, okay? And we're going to start in Isaiah chapter 9. I had to go back to chapter 8 because I couldn't find the title of chapter 9 in that passage. I had to go back to chapter 8 because it was listed in that for some reason. That was by design. Also mentioned miracle of the Spirit, talking about the birth or the conception, for real, the conception of Jesus with the Virgin Mary, right? And how she had to basically endure the judgment of other people who were on the outside of her situation looking in, okay? They didn't understand how, if you say you a virgin, how are you sitting up pregnant, right? They didn't know the promise that God had made for her. She just had to trust what God was saying. Trust the process. Walk by faith, not by sight. I just said that, right? And trust wholeheartedly that God was going to reveal his promise and actually do what he said he was going to do, because I'm pretty sure back then they put a high value on virginity, right? And to be saying you're a virgin but somehow you pregnant, they was like, the math ain't mathing, okay? And you can imagine how bad that must have made her feel to be receiving that criticism when she did nothing wrong, okay? And I get it. People are looking at me and my life like, you say A, B, and C, but that ain't what we seeing. Like, we're not seeing A, B, and C, nor are we seeing the proof of that, okay? And I'm sitting there having to endure that judgment, right? Chapter 8 is titled Isaiah and his children as signs, right? And I remember just having one of my sessions with God and him telling me that, again, he's lifting his children up and bringing people of the world down, okay? Bringing people off of their pedestals. There's going to be a transfer of power, right? And he was telling me that he is going to use his children as an example to the world. Like his power, his glory, you know, his love, all of that is going to be displayed through his children, right? So he is asking us literally to just trust the process, because it's going to work out and it's going to come out so beautifully like we can't even imagine. The same way with this war that he is fighting on our behalf. The spoils of war, the spoils of victory are not going to, they're going to be like They're going to be unlike anything we could have ever imagined. It's going to be far greater than what we're even asking for, right? In this chapter, chapter 8, he is saying and confirming that the victory is already his. He's already declaring it. And the war, like the spoils of the war, are going to be massive. So here in chapter 8, verse 4, well, we'll go back to 3, but it's saying, and the Lord said to me, name him, referring to the son that Isaiah is to conceive with his wife, name him Maher-Shalal-Hash-Baz, which literally means quick to the plunder, swift to the spoil. Y'all, God do not be playing out here, okay? For before the boy knows how to say, my father or my mother, the wealth of Damascus and the plunder of Samaria will be carried off by the king of Assyria. Talking about that wealth transfer, okay? Now, we're going to come down here, and it says, Emmanuel, which means God is with us. Raise the war cry, you nations, and be shattered. Listen, all you distant lands. Prepare for battle and be shattered. Prepare for battle and be shattered. Devise your strategy, but it will be thwarted. Propose your plan, and it will not stand. For God is with us, and he's already declaring certain victory. The enemy can do whatever, but God is like, the battle's already won. And for all of you that know, it's a fixed fight anyway, so it doesn't matter what the enemy tries, because the Lord is already declaring his victory, right? God left us at Joshua 4:12, talking about the 40,000 men that were going into battle so the Israelites could move into the promised land, right? They were standing in the middle of the Jordan. They were camped out the outside of Jericho. They were just waiting for this battle to finish and ensue. That way they could move into this promised land. Same with us. Right now, he is fighting a battle on our behalf, and we are just waiting. We are just waiting for him to give the all clear, right? For us to give the go ahead and to get these plunders, these spoils of war. Chapter 8, verse 13 of Isaiah. The Lord Almighty is the one you are to regard as holy. He is the one you are to fear. He is the one you are to dread. He will be a holy place. For both Israel and Judah, he will be a stone that causes people to stumble and a rock that makes them fall. All right? Bind up this testimony of warning and seal up God's instructions among my disciples. I will wait for the Lord who is hiding his face from the descendants of Jacob. I will put my trust in him. Same as Mary, y'all, okay? Believing in a miracle. She's over here putting her trust in God 1,000%. Isaiah is literally declaring the same thing. Here I am and the children the Lord has given me. We are signs and symbols in Israel from the Lord Almighty who dwells on Mount Zion. He was just saying this to me when I was spending time with him. Okay, we are going to be an example to the world of his glory. Signs and symbols, y'all. Now going back regarding Isaiah's son's name, again, Maher-Shalal-Hash-Baz, which means speeding to the spoil, hastening to the prey, quick to the plunder, okay, to the spoils of war. Literally, the son was to serve as a walking sermon or a walking note, literally, of the judgment that God was declaring, all right? And like I said, this judgment coming, he's taking those that are in high places, the elites, those who have been holding the power. He's bringing them down and he is lifting his children up. There's going to be a change of the guard, a transfer of power, a transfer of wealth that's coming. Victory. But again, like I said, obedience is key in this time. We cannot be making petty mistakes. God is described as either a holy place or a stone that causes people to stumble. To those who reverently feared him, he would be sanctuary. But to those who feared men, this world, and rejected the Lord, he would be a stumbling stone, a trap, and a snare. Okay? Now, this says every woman, but it says everyone has a choice regarding on how they respond to God's revelation. But